the final weekend of the regular season in the ACHA. The Temple Owls looking to prepare for the playoffs next week in the final matchup against the Towson Tigers. Live from the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, the second and final matchup between the two teams, the Owls and the Tigers, facing off in October. The Owls besting the Tigers 7-4 in a battle of the two top scorers in the ACHA. Hunter Ringwood for the Owls, who leads the team with 24 points, 10 goals, and 14 assists. And for the Tigers, Justin Brown, 12 goals, 15 assists, including 2 goals against the Owls in the first matchup. Starters have been announced for the Owls: Michael Iway, Hunter Ringwood, Robert Polarski, Ian Stonefield, and Jacob Creasy. For the visiting Tigers, Jay Harwood, Jack Callahan, Tyler Mercer, Vinny Karam, Daniel Ludwig, and net Adam Ritter. And for the Owls and net, Joey Gillespie, we're underway here at the Igloo. Tigers controlling possession here. Puck goes behind the ice, and we're underway. The Tigers coming in with a record of 3-22-2. It's been a struggle for Towson so far this season. For the Owls, 11-13-2. They'll be facing off against Westchester next week in the postseason. The Owls controlling it behind the net of Joey Gillespie, the senior from Westchester, PA. 2-5 record on the season, 10 games. Owls with an opportunity in the offensive zone. Ringwood's pass eludes Polarski, and the Owls will reset in the defensive zone. A line change for the Tigers. Pass up ahead goes past the stick of Ringwood and will go behind the net of netminder Daniel Ludwig. 110-1 on the season. 809 minutes in net for the Tigers. Turnover there in the neutral zone. Owls get it back. There is C.J. Phillips, the sophomore, shoots, and it's wide. Right forward along the boards. Owls get it again. Keeping it in, Polarski the shot, and denied by Ludwig. Towson the response. That's Dylan Ballas into the game on the line change. Matt Ginner. Ginner serving it in for the Owls. It swings around. Towson a crash into the boards. Owls battling forward. Alex Maglio in there along with C.J. Phillips. Maglio fighting with it behind the boards with Ballas. Matt Ginner, the defenseman, looking at a hard check at the top by Frank Megan, inside. Battle for it behind the net. Towson coming up with it, the chip ahead. And the Towson Tigers will clear. The Owls' opportunity could not convert. And a line change for both sides. Tape to tape into the neutral zone for the Owls. On the stick of Maglio. Up ahead across. That's Stelasio with Barrett. Baczewski the shot, and it goes up high and past the save of Daniel Ludwig, and a stoppage. Again, the first matchup between these two teams, 7-4 victory for the Owls. Both teams scoring in the first period, but the Owls outscoring the Tigers 4-2 in the third. And the Owls win the face-off here. The pass goes across. Nolan Sauer, the Owls' leading point scorer on the defense, shoots it in. Owls battling on the boards. Stealing it there is Stelasio. Stelasio setting up a shot in front. No. Fight for it behind the net. Baczewski working with it. Ryan Baczewski putting a move on, and he's checked there by Rudnick. Pass goes around. Callie Morin loses it. Tigers looking to counter. Going the other way, number 24, James McBurger. Burger sends it in. Turns it over, and the Owls looking to counter. On the right stick. Pushing into the offensive zone, Baczewski. He's got a man with him in Barrett. Baczewski inside, trying to feed Barrett, and he turns it over in the odd man rush. Towson holding on to it. Towson going the other way. Kish moving up with Mercer. Sending it in is Baczewski. Blake Richmond into the game for the first time for the Owls on the line change. Towson gets it on the boards and moving it ahead. The chip in there from Callahan. The Owls moving it around. There is Barrett behind the net. Or Richmond, excuse me. Richmond working into the neutral zone. Fighting him off there is Hayward. Harwood fights him off, and the Owls back into the Towson zone. Holding on, the shot blocked in front. Towson fighting forward, and it's clear. Owls with an opportunity, and an icing will be called, and will send it back. Shot there credited to number 18, James Owen for the Owls, the senior from Brooklyn, New York. 2 goals, 2 assists on the season, 4 points in 24 games. He has a game-winning goal. Blocked off. 16:09 remaining in the first, 0-0 game. Owls moving left to right, collision in the boards, and a penalty will be called. Stoppage here. Hit into the boards was Pilarski, and it looks like Jack Callahan, the forward from Ellicott City, Maryland, will head to the box and send the Owls on a power play. 0-0, 4 minutes gone here in the first period. Owls moving left to right in their white uniforms with red piping, and the Tigers in their black uniforms, bumblebee-like uniforms with the yellow striping around the waist. Power play for the Owls. Callahan to the box. The Owls coming into this game with a 30% power play success rate, and we'll start it here. The draw won by Wingwood. Matt Ginner on there along with Sara, Eway, and Pilarski. Ginner lost the handle of it. Ginner swings it around. Wingwood behind the net. Wingwood posting up inside. The shot is wide. The shot from Nolan Sara, the defenseman, wide of the net. Pilarski, Wingwood trying to feed Pilarski in the slot, could not. Sara gets it back around. Gainer, the deep move. Matt Gainer. Tip back to Sara, the shot and the save by Ludwig. Matt Gainer, the shot, sending it around to Sara. 4.5 minutes gone, 0-0. Owls moving left to right. 1:21 remaining on the power play. A new line in there for the Owls. Mike Walker with Barrett in there, along with Pilarski. And the face-off goes to the Tigers, who attempt to clear, and they do. Pass, the defenseman Ritter sending it out, the starting defenseman, and the Owls will regather. Just a little over a minute left on the power play. 5 minutes gone in the ball game. 0-0. Owls moving left to right, resetting. Giese passing it around. Jacob Giese behind the net. Pass is almost intercepted. He gets it over to Ian Stonefield, the starting D-line out there for the Owls. Trying to get it to Walker, could not connect. Race forward behind the net. Maglio coming up with it. Walker the fight. Collides into the boards with Tyler Mercer, and the puck is clear. 33 seconds remaining on the minor that went to Callahan. 4:30 gone in the period. 0-0, Owls and Tigers. Owls once again moving left to right. Pass goes all the way in around the stick. Maglio trying to keep it in as the Owls looking to set up a final push. Wood on the boards. Bachewski. The Deke inside. That was Walker, excuse me. The shot by Creasy is wide. Barrett comes up with it. Into the point was Creasy, could not get it to go. Barrett maneuvering. Pass goes out to Stonefield. Stonefield's shot is blocked off. Another opportunity for the Owls. Walker, Mike Walker all alone, just shoots it in at 4,000 defenders around him. Power play over. Callahan is back out of the box, and the puck goes outside the ring. Almost 6 minutes gone here in the first. 0-0, Owls and Tigers. Temple Owls looking for their 12th win of the season. Already clinched a spot in the ACHA playoffs. They'll face off against Westchester starting next Friday in Westchester. Draw here goes to the Tigers. Controlling it then, Sam Rundick. Rundick passes it up, trying to feed the likes of the explosive Justin Brown, and an icing there will be the cause. 0-0. 7 minutes gone here. Justin Brown for the Tigers. One of the best scorers in the ACHA. 12 goals. He leads the team foremost to the next closest, Jay Harwood. Also has 15 assists and 27 points. He had 2 goals the last time these two teams faced off. Richmond, Livroni passes it back around, swinging it to Callie Morin. Morin gets it to number 81, Bladen Reed in there. Richmond holding it around for the Owls. Richmond contested there by Gonsalves. Richmond working it around the back of the net. And the Owls are going to set up the offense. Pass, a net, no. Great save by Ludwig. Towson on the counterattack. Stop there, another turnover in the neutral zone. The Owls have numbers. A 3-on-3 and an offsides as Callie Moore and the defenseman crossing over. About 7 minutes gone in the first period. Tied up at 0. Owls moving left to right. Tigers moving from right to left. And a draw coming here from Ryan Bachewski, who wins it against Zach Wagenman. And it will go all the way back behind Joey Galitsky, who comes into the game 2-5 in 10 games. 2 overtime losses, including the last Owls game against Lehigh. The shot and the save. Save to Ludwig, a point-blank opportunity for Ryan Bachewski, the sophomore from Manalapan, New Jersey. 5 goals, 10 assists, and 15 points on the year. Could not get it past Ludwig. Bachewski will get the draw again, and the win there goes to Wagenman. Zach Wagenman with the win. Owls will keep it in the zone. Barrett passes it around. They get inside, there's Stonefield. The shot from Barrett, no, Stelasio feeds him. Barrett colliding, a big hit into the wall. Stonefield corrals it. Back over to Creasy. The starting defenseman exchanging the puck. A block there going to Wagenman. Towson defense strong as we're about 8 minutes through the first period. 12 minutes left. 0-0, Owls in front, going from left to right, moving on the counterattack. Pass up ahead, trying to get it to Stelasio, and an icing will be called. So far, the Owls dominating the shot department. 7 shots. Towson has yet to get a shot on the senior netminder, Joey Galitsky. The Owls have shared net-minding duties between both Galitsky and Glick as the face-off here set to get underway. And the win there once again for Towson. Fighting forward there in the corner is Ritter. Gonsalves as well. Back around behind the net. Pass out into the open crease. A shot and saved by Galitsky. Opportunity there for number 3, Braden Humphrey. Owls trying to look for the clear. Towson applying pressure. Through the legs of Barrett. Turnover, line change on each side. Pass goes around to Bachewski, leading the charge. Bachewski trying to feed Walker Pilarski on the other side, and a counterattack here for the Tigers. Pass ahead goes to Megan, but could not connect. And the Owls will regain possession. 9 minutes gone in the first period. 0-0. Owls and Tigers in the final game of the regular season in the ACHA. Pass goes off the skate, a turnover. There's Ringwood, the first line out there for the Owls. Ringwood to Ewer, he could not get it. Ringwood, the big check on Megan. Pass goes around, Pilarski corrals it, and the Owls going to try and set up the offense. Robert Pilarski, the junior from Pittsburgh, tosses it around. Ewer passes it back out there, Saar around to Creasy. Creasy holding on. Creasy back inside. Morin, Callie Morin. Shipping it ahead, and it will go out. With 8:30 gone in the first period, 0-0, Owls and Tigers. And we mentioned final game of the regular season. Owls already punching a ticket in the postseason. For the Towson Tigers on the other side, it's been a struggle this year. Only 3 wins in 27 games. Daniel Ludwig, who's won 10-1, 10 straight games. Owls win the faceoff, have it in the offensive zone. The shot inside, saved by Reed. Phillips hits the deck, and Ludwig another save. 8th save by Ludwig. Phillips hits the ground, and a line change as 10 minutes, nearly halfway through the first period. Game tied up at 0. Games realign here. Phillips facing off against Wagaman. Phillips and Wagaman. Gina gets it. The pass inside to Phillips and a save by Ludwig. Matt Gina, the phenomenal back pass to Phillips. Point blank range, but denied by Ludwig for the 9th shot. Daniel Ludwig from Abingdon, Maryland. Save, Owls with it. Gina the shot in on net. Almost just outside the reach of Ludwig. He didn't see it. And the Tigers on the counterattack, a lucky break for Towson. Turnover by the Tigers as the Owls moving from left to right the other way. Gina up ahead. Walker spinning around and could not connect with Polarski. And the Tigers will have it. Wagaman around the corner. Wagaman gets it up ahead to Hurley. Alec Hurley in there on the D-line. Maglio pinning off. Spin there, the Owls in the offensive zone. The check from Phillips. Maglio working it around, trying to get it up to Matt Gina. Owls send it in as the lines change here. Walker, Phillips on the contest. Up along the boards. Back behind the net. Swinging it around, there is Gonsalves. Ritter behind the net, swings it up to Callahan. Puck up in the air, Reed trying to tip it forward, and a stoppage here as Richmond hits the floor. Hits the ice, Blake Richmond. And Tyler Mercer hit the ice. 12 minutes gone in the first period, 0-0, Owls and Tigers. Stoppage as both players collide, and we'll have a face-off in the Owls' offensive zone. Face-off here will be James Owen out there along with Callahan. The face-off, Livroni with it, tipped ahead, Towson trying to clear, and they do. Shack on the side by Stonefield, confronting Mercer with a big hit. Owls on the counterattack. Moving ahead with it goes Richmond. Shacked on the side, and both teams exchanging possession. Mercer up ahead. Mercer ahead of the rush, ahead of the neutral zone, and passes it through and covered up by Golitsky. Owls and Tigers exchanging turnovers. Mercer trying to get into the offensive zone and could not get past the sturdy Owls defense. 12 minutes gone in the first period, 0-0. Owls out shooting the Tigers 8-1. Only one shot on goal for the Tigers. Face off in the Tigers' offensive zone. The Owls win it, and Stonefield swings it around to Barrett. The Owls have fell in their last matchup to Lehigh 3-2, an overtime loss a few weeks ago. It was cemented that the Owls would play Westchester after that game in the playoffs. Owls in the offensive zone, moving left to right. Paczewski holding it behind the net, gets a check from Ballas. Ballas checked, Paczewski comes up with it. Paczewski, the pass to Barrett. Nifty move there, but Barrett couldn't connect. And the Tigers reversing course. There's Wade and Humphrey, and he'll send it all the way down for icing with 7:40 to play in the first period. Owls and Tigers evened up at 0. Both teams low scoring this season. They've struggled with goals. And a face-off in the Owls' offensive zone. Ringwood will face it off with Callahan. Towson wings it. And trying to send it up ice. The pass doesn't get through. The shot on net, no. Towson comes up with it. The other way goes Harwood. Harwood the shot, and it goes wide of Galitsky, and the Owls will regather as both teams go for a line change. Pilarski trying to advance it. Could not. Turns it over. Pass. Gets short. Owls have it. Barrett back to feed, and the save by Ludwig. Michael Eway, the opportunity inside, and Daniel Ludwig was having none of it. A brick wall in front of the net for the Tigers. And about at the 13-minute mark in the first period, tied at 0, the Owls with another opportunity inside to one of their best scorers. Tigers win the draw. Buckley around, Gonsalves. Gonsalves fighting in there along with Pilarski. Winning it and chipping it ahead for Megan. Frank Megan out ahead with it. Eway to Pilarski. Owls trying to send it around and clear it, but the Tigers all over it. Justin Brown turns it over. Pilarski up ahead as the Owls join in the rush. Robert Pilarski has numbers. The shot on goal, the pad saved by Ludwig. Eway sends it around, Callie Morin in there, but he'll fade back. Tigers looking to advance the numbers, and turnover there, trying to feed the likes of Justin Brown in space. Owls on the push. Both teams with few numbers out there on the line change. Maglio, Alex Maglio in there. What a pass by Gainer to Maglio. The shot inside and the save by Ludwig. Matt Gainer, what form of athleticism. Getting it there inside to Maglio. Could not convert. The shot is wide from Brown. Shot from Hurley, excuse me, but what a play by Matt Gainer. Getting it to Maglio, and multiple shot attempts could not go in. Owls again on the rush. 12 shot attempts already. Pass inside. Ludwig the save. Daniel Ludwig has been peppered with shots in the net for the Tigers. Comes up with another save. 5:40 remaining in the first 0-0 game. Face off here. Owen. This is the face-off. Up ahead for the Tigers. Only one shot on Galitsky so far. Around Lavroni. Goes into the Tigers net, and icing is called with 5:23 remaining in the first period. 12 shots on net for the Owls, only 13 on net for the Owls, only 1 for the Tigers, who have really struggled so far this season on the road. 1-10 away from home for them. 12-and-2 at home. Face off here for the Tigers. Shot on Galitsky, a quick save. Owen sends it around to Stonefield. Ian Stonefield, the sophomore from Apex, North Carolina, sends it up ahead. Off the stick of Ballas. Ballas turns it over. Owen the shot, and he scores! James Owen off the tip from Lavroni, and the Owls take the early 1-0 lead. 1-0 Owls at the 15-minute mark in the first period. Owen off the tip from Lavroni, and it's 1-0 Owls. On the 14th shot of the first period, the Owls find Twine in the back of the net. Owen the shot, Lavroni with the tip, and misdirects it past Ludwig to put the Owls in front. James Owen, the senior from Brooklyn, New York, his 3rd goal of the year. And the Owls win the face-off. Creasy sends it ahead. Lavroni with the goal. Owls setting it up. Under 5 minutes to play in the first period. 1-0 Owls. Moving from left to right. Creasy into the neutral zone. Creasy up ahead. Stellacio trying to get it to Barrett. Stellacio getting it back. Keeping in the zone. Barrett fighting forward along with McKee. Puck in the air. Silasio wins it, and a stoppage here. Hitting the puck with the mitt there for the Tigers will stop play and a face-off in the neutral zone. 4:20 remaining in the first period. The goal from Lafroni to put the Owls up by 1. Baczewski the face-off with Wagenman. Wagenman wins it, and Towson will have it. Baczewski takes it away. Baczewski going on in, he slips. Multiple players so far falling to the ice, moving inside. Baczewski up off his backside to Saw the pass inside. Barrett regathers. Barrett the deke. He loses it. Towson trying to get it out. They do. 5, that is Kish. Moving up ahead with it. Towson in the offensive zone. Pass around. Galitsky holding on to it. Pass swing out. The shot inside, no. Wide of Galitsky from number 21, Vinny Karam. Goes around behind the net. Fight forward along the far boards. Baczewski sends it out. Go at the shot in on net, the save by Galitsky. Galitsky wasn't expecting that one, came in quick. And he covered up the third shot of the game for the Tigers. 3:18 remaining in the first. Owls lead it 1-0 on the shot from Lavoni. Face off here, the Owls. Ringwood there, the quick shot on net wide. That was Mercier off the face-off win from Callahan. Towson, another turnover, almost. Towson gets it back. They have an odd man rush. Ahead into the neutral zone. The offensive shot and saved by Galitsky. Harwood the opportunity, saved by Galitsky. The forward who comes into this game with 17 points on the year, 8 goals, 9 assists. Saved up there by Galitsky. 3:02 remaining in the first. Face-off coming here from Ringwood. Ringwood and Callahan. Callahan wins it. Another shot on net and a save by Galitsky. Harwood, another left-handed shot there. Sends it right into the mitts of Galitsky. Covers up. And under 3 minutes left, the Tigers peppering Galitsky. And they win another face-off. Owls trying to get it to clear. Back behind the net goes Reed. Reed up ahead. Bladen Reed sends it into the offensive zone for the Owls. He'll chase after it. Reed collides in, a big hit. Inside, collides into the defenseman Ritter. Towson up ahead with it. Shot inside on Galitsky. The pad save. Mercier the shot. Tigers the setup. Galitsky way out of his net, and the shot goes wide. Joey Galitsky coming outside of his net-minding crease. Very dangerous doing that there. Tiger's shot goes wide up high above the net, and both teams exchanging a line change in the late stages of the first period. And the Owls won the last matchup 7-4 in Towson. The Owls playing teams twice this season. The second matchup against the Tigers in the final game of the season. Face-off here, won by the Owls. Going back and getting it there is Creasy. Creasy up ahead. Maglio. Maglio the feed to Walker. Walker hits the ice along with Humphrey. Multiple players slipping already in this one on the ice. Creasy setting it up with it. Jacob Creasy. Creasy moving around the blue line. Creasy feeding it inside. Creasy, Walker tips it along. Colliding there. Behind the net. Phillips, and Humphrey, and a stoppage. We'll see if there's a cross-check here. Perhaps both Phillips, Humphrey was in there along with number 7, Dylan Ballas, behind Ludwig. Daniel Ludwig faced off against the Owls in the first matchup, allowed 7 goals. It's already allowed 1 early on. And the Owls win the face-off. Phillips Saw the pass and snagged out of the air is Ludwig for his 15th save of the game. Minute 46 remaining in the first period. Owls 1, Tigers 0, 15 shots to 7. Face off here, and the win goes to the Tigers. Sending it all the way around is Humphrey. Taken away there by number 32 for the Owls, Callie Moran. Tipped out. Tigers the other way on the counter rush. They had the shot and it's saved. Push in the offensive zone. That was number 5, Jay Harwood in there with the shot. Saved there by Golitsky, minute 27, as both teams setting up for a face-off, and the Tigers offensive zone moving right to left. Callahan set to face it off with Richmond. Callahan and Richmond. The Owls win it. Richmond up ahead. Owls moving quickly with over a minute left. Pass up ahead, Owen. Owen to Richmond. Lavroni there as well, the only goal scorer of the game. Richmond fighting along the boards. Callahan, puck up in the air. Morin is checked. Battle forward along the blue line, and a pass up around. Lavroni the shot, trying to get it out to Ludwig. He scores! Blake Richmond gets it past Ludwig on the tip, and the Owls take an early 2-0 lead late in the first period. Blake Richmond off the rebound, tips it in, extended the stick, and the line of Lavroni, Richmond, and Owen produces dividends once more. 2-0 Owls. The first goal by Lavroni on the line off the shot from Owen. This one, the shot by Lavroni, and the tip in from Richmond, and the Owls are up 2-0 with exactly 1 minute to play in the first period. Face off, and the Owls win it. Saar gets it. Pass ahead, the third line for the Owls. It's phenomenal in the final game of the season. Bachewski inside, Salacio, Towson the pass up ahead, and it's intercepted. Owls fighting forward in the neutral zone, neither team controlling it, and now the Owls come up with it. Gina with it. Ahead, there is Salacio. Joe Salacio pushes it in for the Owls, looking to set up the offense once more. Big hit on the side, but Chusky goes into the boards with Ritter. Fight forward in the middle, the chip ahead for the Tigers, and up ahead coming into the game is Michael Irie. Irie holding on to it behind the net, and that will do it for the first period. The Owls strike first and strike again to extend their lead to 2-0. The goal from Lavrino and the goal from the likes of Blake Richmond putting the Owls up 2-0 in the final game of the regular season, live from the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Welcome back to the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. The final game of the regular season between the Temple Owls and the Towson Tigers. 2-0. Owls in front. 2 firsts this afternoon. Hayden Leveroni and Blake Richmond on the Owls' third line, each with a goal here today. The 2 tallies for Temple so far. Richmond, the junior from Kennett Square, PA, gets his first goal, second point of the year in his 25th game. And for Leveroni, his first goal of the season as well. Ready to get it going here. Ringwood set to draw it off, to face off with Gallagher. Owls top line in there. Ringwood gets the win, and the Towson Tigers win it, and they will chip it in. Stonefield gets it back, and he will control it up ahead to Greasy. Jacob Creasy. Creasy turns it over. Tigers chip it ahead, and it goes up above the netting and out of play. The Tigers, it's been a struggle so far this season. As mentioned in the open, 3 wins in total. And for Daniel Ludwig is in net, 1-10 with 1 overtime loss. He's faced 16 shots and allowed 2 goals. Towson looking to get one back in the offensive zone here. Ringwood, the draw with Callahan. The shot, and it's blocked off. Stonefield, shot inside, wide of Golitsky. The Tigers coming out of the locker room with some pressure. Robert Polarski chipping it ahead to Ringwood. Ringwood on the offensive chase, and he will prevent it from icing and chip it in. The shot is wide from Irie. Michael Irie, the opportunity there. Hitting the ice is Ringwood on the check. And Ringwood in a crouched over position. Might have hit his wrist into the boards there on the collision. Hitting him was number 15, Jay Harwood, into the boards. Good to see Ringwood getting up and venturing over to the Temple side. Line changes from each side. 30 seconds gone in the second period. Both teams stopping here. The referees coming together after the collision. No penalty will be distributed, as the face-off will be on the far side circle in the Owls' offensive zone. Maglio, Walker, Bachewski, Stonefield, and Creasy, the line out there for the Owls. Bachewski going to face it off with Justin Brown, and the Owls win the face-off, looking to extend the lead. Stonefield swinging across to Bachewski. The Owls scoring 2 goals. There is a penalty called on the ice. It'll be a 5-minute major penalty. Gonna go against Jay Haywood there. 5-minute power play for the Owls, who have a 33% power play conversion rate, looking to extend the lead. They'll have it for 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And the clear tried to get it to Stonefield, and a turnover, and the Owls will have to regroup. Stonefield gets it behind the net. Ian Stonefield chipping it ahead. Gets it to Maglio as the Owls set up. Maglio working behind the net. Alex Maglio back out to Stonefield as the Owls will set up with 4 minutes left on the major, 2 minutes gone in the period. Pass ahead into the slot, and the shot, no. Stonefield the opportunity, fighting forward in front, and Walker loses it, and will go against the boards. Tigers chipping it ahead. The Owls back at it against Ludwig, peppering the Tigers goalie. Stonefield working behind after pressure from Harwood. Stonefield up ahead with a full head of steam as Bachewski into the neutral zone. Bachewski loses the handle. Nolan Sahu comes in, passes it across to Stonefield. Stonefield turns it over. Polarski and Irie back in there on the line change. Owls will regroup with 3:30 remaining on the power play. 2-0, Owls in front. Puck goes caroming into the boards. Matt Guine in there. To Ringwood. Hunter Ringwood. Ringwood across the blue line. Ringwood dangles in there and loses it. Michael Irie dishing it off to Sawyer. Irie maneuvering inside, and it's blocked. The Owls finding their spots with ease inside of the blue line with little resistance from the Tigers, just unable to convert. Guinea. Matt Guinea. Matt Guinea up ahead to Sawyer. Owls quickly across the blue line, setting up the offensive zone. 2:30 left to go on the major penalty to Dallas. Swinging it around. Guinea with it. 4 minutes gone in the second period. Owls trying to keep it in the zone. Pass across. Too hot to handle for Sawyer. Nolan Sawyer will reset. Working it back across to the blue line. Owls setting up their offense. Ringwood the tip inside. The shot and he scores! Alex Maglio with the shot high side, and the Owls extend the lead. It's 3-0. Pilarski, on the goal, his 5th of the year, and the Owls have a 3-0 advantage early on in the second. Pass went from Ringwood up in front of Ludwig, and the top shelf where they hide the cookie jar. The shot is up and good for Pilarski. 20th point of the year, 5th goal, and he extends his point streak to 5 games. Owls win the faceoff. Creasy gets it. Walker passing it back. Mike Walker and the Owls quickly into the offensive zone. They will still have the power play due to the major penalty. Still 2 minutes left on that. Looking to really extend the lead and put the Tigers in a big hole. Behind the net goes Barrett. Barrett, the shot goes wide. Owls in full control of the offensive zone here with a man advantage. Fight for it in the neutral zone. Creasy goes down. Wagenman fights for it. And the Owls once again swinging it around. Stonefield. The Owls' power play has been strong here. And this one, the shot inside goes wide for Maglio. And a stoppage here of play. About 4:30 gone in the second period. The Owls extending their lead to 3 on the goal from Pilarski, who has had at least 3 games with 2 assists, matching one more goal to match his last year's total of 6 goals. Owls will have the face-off. Minute 15 left to go in the power play. 4:30 gone in the period. Owls moving from right to left, up 3-0. Bladen Reed in there, swinging around. The shot deflected wide. Stellacio corrals it. Joe Stellacio back out to Reed. Reed maneuvering with the puck in his left stick. Stellacio feeding across and could not get it across to Morin. Callie Morin. Morin to Reed. The defenseman pair swings it across to Stellacio. The wing in the slot and the shot no good. Fight forward inside. And controlling it is Stellacio. 30 seconds left to go on the major penalty. 5 minutes gone in the period. 3-0. Owls in front. Stellacio to Reed. Reed on the blue line holds on and sends it in. Tigers all over the defense in the blue line. Chipping it around. Those ballast. Still in ballast for the Tigers. Reed. Callie Morin for the Owls will retrieve it in the neutral zone as the major penalty will expire. That one goes behind the ice, and that'll do it. 1 goal on the major 5-minute minor for the Owls, as out of the box is Callahan. Michael Eway. The shot saved by Ludwig. Michael Eway soaring in there for the Owls. Shot was wide. Pushing the pace is Callahan. Callahan, and Galitsky tips it to the wide. Pilarski. Pass inside. Morin tips it down. Morin to Guinea. Guinea, Ringwood hit into the board. Some physical play by Callahan. And the puck goes out of play. With 13:45 remaining in the second period, 3-0 Owls in the final game of the regular season for the ACHA. As mentioned in the open, the Owls will play Westchester next Friday night at 8:30 to start the ACHA playoffs. If the Owls win, they will face either Williams-Patterson or Villanova. Towson wins the faceoff. Sam Rudnick trying to feed it up ahead to Chasen. Zach Chasen. Feeds it to Megan. Frank Megan into the offensive zone. Tigers looking for options, setting up the shot off of Pulaski, deflected, and it goes wide. Probably the best opportunity the Tigers have had so far this game. Irie into the offensive zone, loses it. Towson comes up with it. Another athletic possession there. Matt Guinea. Turnover in the neutral zone. Both teams exchanging possessions. Towson looking to get something going offensively. Megan holds on. Turnover there from Ballas. Owls the other way. Sawyer, the pass feed, could not connect with Barrett. 8 minutes gone in the second. Owls have been peppering the net, 23 shots to 8 for the Tigers, and a chip in there goes Megan, tipping it around, and Baczewski as the lines change. Barrett, working with it in the neutral zone. Owls have it across the blue line. Brendan Barrett the shot, and it's tipped, and will go up above the netting. 12:18 remaining in the second period. 3-0 Owls in front off the goal from Rob Pulaski. His 5th of the season. Hayden Lavroni and Blake Richmond with the goals, both of their firsts of the season in the first period. Richmond, the aforementioned Richmond, on the face-off for the Owls. Richmond wins it. Quick shot. One tipped away, Lavroni. Hayden Lavroni fighting for it. That line has been stupendous for the Owls today. 2 goals already. Stonefield chipping it in, and the race forward inside the Towson zone. The shot inside, no good from Richmond. Richmond corralling with it. Pass to Owen inside, no. Towson going the other way on the rush. Tip. Towson looking for a penalty call, won't get it. Shot inside and a save by Ludwig. The visiting faithful here looking for a penalty on the push from Callahan, upending him in the offensive zone, no call. 11:40 remaining in the second period. The Owls out shooting the Tigers 26-8. Second matchup of the season. The Owls taking the Tigers down in their first matchup in October, 7-4. Owls winning the faceoff. Moving around with it is Ringwood. Phillips inside, loses the handle of it, and the Tigers looking on the counterattack. Callahan chips it in. Mercier inside to Harwood. Mercier. Jack Callahan. The shot inside off of Reed. Harwood will regain it. Another turnover for the Tigers. Maglio chips it ahead. He's ahead for the blue line for the Owls. 3-on-1. Maglio lost the handle. Alex Maglio. The Owls with a 3-on-1 opportunity. They remain in possession with it as Reed maneuvers behind the net. Reed shot inside, blocked off by Ludwig. And a arid pass goes past Reed. Galitsky all the way out of his net, almost to the blue line, gets it ahead to Phillips. Phillips joining the rush. Phillips' shot is blocked off. The Owls just dictating the pace of play here in the second. The energy, the hustle, they've been all over the puck. Guinea the shot, fight forward inside, stick up in the air, and Ludwig with a phenomenal save. Daniel Ludwig, the senior from Abingdon, Maryland, coming up sprawling all over the ice and denying what would have been a 4th goal for the Owls as we hit the halfway point in the second period. 3-0 Owls on goals from Lavroni, Richmond, and Pulaski, the only goal here in the second. Irie battling with it with McGregor. McGregor wins it, but the Owls retain possession. Saw across, trying to get it to Irie, who gets it back, Ringwood, excuse me. Sawyer back to Ringwood. Ringwood in the near crease. Ringwood swings it off to Irie. Irie and Ringwood playing catch with it. Back to Polarski. Polarski, Gainer the shot and saved by Ludwig, who has faced nearly 30 shots today. He saved 26, 3 have gotten past it. Owls with the offensive face-off with 9:54 remaining. For the Owls, it's been an up-and-down season, struggling at home, looking for their 5th win here at the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, to 7-7 away from home. Only 4-6-1, haven't won in this building since October. Other shot on net goes wide. Irie fighting for it. Ringwood pokes it ahead to Polarski. Polarski chipping it in, and the work along the boards. Irie. And the Tigers clear it out of the scrum. Polarski the push, battling with Megan in the neutral zone, and the Owls will work back at the blue line. Ringwood chipping it in, and covering it up there is Ludwig. The Owls dominating the pace of play here in the second. Continuing to pepper the likes of Ludwig. Only 9 shots for the Tigers through nearly 29 minutes of action so far. Offensive face-off for the Owls. Stelazio sends it around. The line of Bachewski, Guinea in there. Matt Guinea. Guinea, the shot, he shoots, and he scores. Matt Guinea, the shot, he's got it for the goal. Matt Guinea, the defenseman from Sodertown, PA, gets his 5th goal of the year, his 13th point, and the Owls extend the lead. It's 4-0 from the right slot. Matt Guinea adds to the Owls' tally. Second goal of the period for the Owls, matching their total for the first, and the defenseman getting into the scoring column. 4-0 on the 30th shot of the game for the Owls with 9 minutes remaining. The face-off at center ice. Bachewski wins it for the Owls. Stelazio quickly back into the offensive zone. Stelazio, the deke, the shot, no! Saved by Ludwig, the shot there from Barrett. Matt Guinea with the goal, his 5th of the season. And the Owls right back into the offensive zone. The shot from Reed is off the pad. Reed keeping it in. Reed to Bachewski. Bachewski trying to send it into Barrett. Barrett. The Owls' young line here on the ice. The sophomore Bachewski, the freshman Barrett out there as well. Getting some experience in the final game of the season. Owen inside. He's checked to the ice. Reed, excuse me. Bachewski working it back around. Pressure from the Tigers. Bachewski maneuvering traffic and collides with Barrett. Barrett across in the neutral zone. Across the blue line, and in offsides will be the call. 7:53 remaining in the second period. 2 goals for the Owls. Tigers still have not reached double digits in shots yet. And what was a back-and-forth first game of the season back in early October, the Owls get lopsided so far, 4-0. Owls win the face-off, moving from right to left here in the second period. Sawyer getting it behind the net. Sawyer with Hayden Lavroni, Blake Richmond, James Owen, and Callie Moore in for the Owls. Ahead Callahan getting past him, and the Owls will regain it in the defensive zone. Morin across to Sawyer. Sawyer past his blue line into the neutral zone. Goes Nolan Sawyer. Sawyer through the teeth of the Tigers' defense. Sit across. Morin keeping it in. Morin finagles his way inside. The shot saved by Ludwig and corralled by Mercier, getting it back out. Mercier across the blue line. Tigers looking for any kind of offense here in the second. Sawyer feeding it ahead. Harwood coming up with it. Line change for each side. Morwin hanging around in the neutral zone. Morwin's going to push it into the offensive zone, and he turns it over. Tigers have the counterattack. Hayward's going to slow it down as the Owls retreat, and the pass goes wide. Owen sending it past the likes of number 16. Aiden Ritter. Towson on the attack. The shot is wide from Brown. Justin Brown, the leading scorer for the Tigers, has been neutralized in this one. Pass in front of the net. Shot inside. Owls trying to get it away. Shot and scores! Frank Megan puts the Tigers on the board and gives a bow to the fans. And Towson is right back in this game. The forward from Annapolis, Maryland, give him his 6th goal of the year on the 10th shot for the Tigers, and breathing some kind of life into the visitors' squad. Cutting the lead back down to 3. What was seemingly a broken play around the blue line, Megan turned around and shot it above the glove of Galitsky. Now a 4-1 ball game with 6:16 remaining in the second. Tigers moving from left to right, toss it in. Stonefield comes up with it, gets it to Jacob Creasy. Pressure from the Tigers here, who have some momentum in the second. Creasy from Megan, the goal scorer for the Tigers. And it's tipped out of play. Frank Megan, the forward. 6th goal of the year, 5 assists, 11 points now with a game-winning goal in 20 games. He has 3 multi-point games, trying to look to make it 4 here with his team down 3 in his first year with the Tigers. Both teams resetting with 5:54 remaining in the second period. Owls with 2 goals in the period. Polarski with it and Matt Guinea. And then getting on the board for the Tigers, it was Megan. Owls into the offensive zone. Quickly, that's Magley. Magley of the shot. Spawned out on the ground is Ludwig, and he gets up. And the puck is wide. The defenseman for the Tigers coming up big there. Stonefield regathers. Stonefield facing pressure. Maglio, the tip pass to Phillips, who outside of his reach. And unable to touch it there was Rudnick, outside of his reach. The other way goes Stonefield. Stonefield into the offensive zone, tosses it across. The shot is blocked. Trying to keep it in. Stonefield, the shot is wide. Polarski back in there along with Irie. Irie joined with Walker. Reed retreats. Reed pushes it ahead. Polarski off the stick, and he loses it. Going back to regain it is number 21, Vinny Caron. Irie, 4:40 remaining in the second period. 4-1, Owls in front. Ringwood. Ringwood's shot is wide. Maglio playing catch with Guinea. Back across to Reed. Owls setting up the offense. The pocket pass is tipped away. Trying to feed the defenseman Guinea for potentially his 2nd goal. Could not connect. Stick on the ground. And a stoppage in play with 4:16 remaining in the second intermission. High sticking will be the call here, as number 3, Braden Humphrey, swinging his stick high and knocking it loose from Irie, and the Owls will go on the power play. With 4:16 remaining in the second, one on a 5-minute power play earlier and converted. 1 goal in that major penalty. And now we'll have 2 extra minutes to extend the lead back out to 4. Face off in the offensive zone for the Owls. Walker wins it. Braden Reed. Reed almost turns it over. Then Reed to Walker. Slashing is the call on the penalty that sent Humphrey to the box. Morin working around the shot inside. Fight for it in the mix in front of Ludwig, and it's cleared back around. Bachewski colliding into the boards with Rudnick. freeing it up. 3-on-1 in front of the net. Walker inside Ludwig trying to corral it, and Towson trying to clear. Reed comes up with it. Baczewski the shot, and it's wide. Fight for it inside, and covering it up is Ludwig to end the chaotic stretch. Minute 19 left to go on the power play. 3:35 remaining in the first half, and complete line changes for both sides. Glad you could join us this Sunday afternoon, the final game of the regular season, live from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, at the Igloo. Owls looking for their 5th win of the season here at home to wrap up the regular season before facing Westchester next week. Owls win the offensive faceoff. A little over a minute remaining on the power play. Sauer holding on in the slot. Gets it to Guinea. Wardy has a goal today. Guinea to Sauer in the slot. The shot! Poked out. Under a minute remaining in the power play. 3 minutes left in the period. Pass inside to Irie. Sauer the shot, and it's off the post, and the net is dislodged from its crease. Sprawled out on the ground. Daniel Ludwig has faced the gauntlet here this afternoon of Owls shots. He's been on his back. He's been sprawled out in front of the net and has given up 4 Owls tallies, 2 in each period, as the referee is getting the net back on its moorings. To Ringwood. Set to face off with Callahan. And winning the face-off is Ringwood, but it goes outside of the zone, and the Owls will have to regather with 40 seconds left to go on the power play and less than 3 minutes left in the period. Pilarski maneuvers. Pilarski collides with Callahan. Up with it is Sauer into the neutral zone, advances past the blue line, and gets caught up. Turnover for the Owls. Less than 30 seconds on the power play. 4-1 Owls in front. 2 goals in each period so far. The Tigers getting 1 back here in the second. Guinea working up across to the blue line. Stelasio. Ringwood trying to get it back to Stelasio. Off the stick, and that will do it for the penalty on Humphrey, who exits out. The opportunity, the shot is wide for Harwood. Golden opportunity for the Tigers' second leading scorer, Jay Harwood, who couldn't connect. On even ice, seconds after the man out of the box, Jay Harwood just missed the net, and the Owls on the counter with under 2 minutes left. Stelasio, the shot is wide. And a line change for both sides. 37 shots to the Owls, only 10 for the Tigers. As into the open slot, Barrett's shot is wide. Baczewski gets it, and he will regather. Trying to feed Barrett again onto the stick of Megan. Frank Megan working around with it, and he hands it off to Rudnick. Rudnick trying to feed Brown. Justin Brown up ahead with it. Brown trying to get it to Megan, and a penalty. Penalty on the Owls. Megan voicing his frustration, and a power play for the Tigers. Tripping looks to be the call, as Megan, with a full head of steam, looking for goal number 2, tripped up. And with a minute 17 remaining, the Tigers will have a carryover power play into the third and final penalty, and boy, do they need it, down by 3. Face-off coming here in the offensive zone for the Tigers. Owls defensive zone, Pilarski and Callahan. Tigers win the face-off. Mercier across to Harwood. Harwood. Shot inside, deflected wide. The shot, and it goes wide, a clear from Sayer, the defenseman. Last minute of the second period. Almost a turnover for the Tigers. Costly, and the net comes outside of its moorings. Nolan Sauer clearing it for the Owls. First power play of the game for the Tigers as the penalty went on Jacob Creasy for tripping. Neutral zone face-off on the far side of the ice from where we are. The scaffolding here in the blue rink today. Owls win it on the shorthand. Reed trying to get it inside to Barrett. The Owls holding on to it here in the penalty kill. Shot inside of Stallasio, could not handle it. Killing about 10 seconds there. Minute 20 left to go on the power play. Into the offensive zone goes Callahan. The shot is high. Setting up the offensive possession. Here go the Tigers. Harwood across. The shot is high. Deflected up by Callahan. Callahan back out to Harwood. Harwood back out to Mercier. The shot is wide. Best opportunity of the game by a long shot for the Tigers. They cannot convert. Saw the shot up ahead to Mercier, who taps it down, and that'll do it for the second period. 4-1, 3 goals in all. The Owls with 2, the Tigers with 1 to cut the lead down to 3. Tigers will have a power play on the other side. You're listening to the season finale of Temple Ice Hockey on the TU Ice Network. Welcome back to the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Final 20 minutes here between the Temple Owls and the Towson Tigers. 4-1 Owls lead. The Tigers will have a power play to begin the third period on the penalty from number 24, Jacob Creasy for the Owls. 3 goals in the second period, 1 from Rob Pilarski, 1 from Matt Guinea, the totals for the Owls, and 1 from Frank Megan for the Tigers. We have 40 seconds left on the power play. The face-off won by the Tigers. They hold it in their defensive zone. Tyler Mercer moving it up with it. Across to Callahan. Callahan loses it and Pilarski recovers. Pilarski across. The number 32, Callie Moreland, who sends it back in. 20 seconds left. Owls finishing up their regular season today. Looking to get one more win before the playoffs start next weekend in Westchester. Cleared down by Pilarski. 7 seconds left to go on the penalty. Callahan. Jack Callahan loses it. Turnover for the Owls, and a man comes out of the box, and Creasy the shot, and it's wide. Off the stick of Brown. Pass goes back into the Towson defensive zone, and a quick stoppage. About a minute gone here. And an icing will be the call. 4-1 Owls looking to sweep the season series against the Tigers, taking down Towson 7-4 in the first matchup. 19 minutes away from accomplishing that and getting their 12th win on the season. Ringwood the face-off with Wagenman, and Wagenman wins it for the Tigers, who had plenty of time. 19 minutes, 3 goals down, but they got to work quickly. Matt Guinea turns it over. Tigers coming out with some aggression out of the locker room. Owls get the turnover for Towson. Into the neutral zone, another Owl falling to the ice. That's Creasy, who just came out of the box. And the Tigers will regain possession, tipping it ahead. There's Ritter in front. Or Vinny Karam, excuse me. Owls have it in their defensive zone. Ringwood across to the blue line into the neutral zone. Hunter Ringwood, the captain of this Owls team, makes it around. Reed into Ringwood. Ringwood tips it to the other side of the net and turns it over. Reed keeps it in. Reed tries to get it to Ringwood, and he turns it over for the moment. Shooting it around is Rundick. Rundick gets it to Mercer. Mercer up ahead to Haywood. Haywood the shot and the save by Golitsky. Jay Harwood with the shot to the left side of Golitsky, who snags it out of the air. Tigers with the quick rush. The forward from Brooms Island, Maryland, with the shot on Golitsky, who saved it. 11th shot of the game for the Tigers, and a face-off in the offensive zone for Towson, who wins it quickly. Harwood, another opportunity, shoots it wide. Quick turnover, rush coming. Rundick beats Walker to the puck, and a scramble for it behind Ludwig. Towson regains possession. There's Harwood again on the rush. Jay Harwood coming with a boost of energy here in the third period. Moves it into the offensive zone. A line change for the Tigers. Fight for it next to Golitsky in the net, and a stoppage. Golitsky sprawling out over the ice. The shot there from Rundick. Rundick was in there along with Mercer, looking for his 5th goal of the season. About 3 minutes gone here in the third. Owls lead it 4-1. Owls moving left to right here in the third period. 37 shots for the Owls to the Tigers 12. Face-off once again in the Tigers' zone, putting pressure on Golitsky here in the third. Owls win the face-off. Corralling it is Creasy. Creasy moves it ahead. Stonefield gathers. Ian Stonefield trying to get it up ahead. And corralled by Ludwig as it goes all the way down, and the Owls will get an offensive face-off. Offensive face-off coming just in front of us here on the left side of this rink here in the blue rink in the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Pachuski facing it off with Wagenman. Owls winning it. Salasio going inside. Barrett corralling it. Stonefield the shot high and deflects out of play. The one-timer from Stonefield blocked off by Ludwig after the face-off win, but started the play by Stalasio going all the way inside and forcing the Tigers to collapse. Face off once again, Pachuski and Wagenman. Wagenman wins again, and Towson maneuvering it. There's Braden Humphrey, who has 2 penalty minutes in this game, shoots it all the way down the ice. Galitsky taps it, feeds it. Back to Creasy. Jacob Creasy working it across behind the net. Stonefield chips it ahead to Barrett. Barrett in the neutral zone. Feeds it ahead to Pachuski. 2-on-1. Pachuski, Salasio. The shot is wide. Shot inside again by Salasio. Another crack at it. Salasio, and the shot goes wide from Pachuski. Ryan Bachetsky and Stalasio with 2 cracks at it. And the Owls will regather here in the defensive zone as Towson and the Owls with a line change. Stonefield up ahead. Pachuski with a pass. Outmaneuvers the defenseman. Bachetsky the pass and could not connect. Trying to get it across to Owen into the game for the first time in the third. And the Tigers will have it. Ryan Bachetsky all over the offensive zone. Brown the shot, and the save by Galitsky. The quick counterattack is swallowed up by the Owls senior netminder. Ryan Bachetsky, the sophomore from Manalapan, New Jersey. 5 goals, 10 assists. And for at least 1 more in each of those categories here in the third, with a few opportunities in the offensive zone. Tigers with an offensive zone draw. They win it here. Megan swinging around to Justin Brown, who's been very quiet today, the leading scorer for the Tigers. Hits the ice, and the Owls come up with it. Turnover once more for the Tigers. Pass deflected, drifts into the neutral zone, and the Tigers regain it. Owls send it back in, and the Tigers will reset with the Owls providing pressure. Ice coming up is Richmond. And Karam battling against the boards. Ford up the wall with it. Harwood sends it up ahead. And Towson into the offensive rush. Brown working around the net. Brown facing heavy pressure. Dishing it back out. Puck still loose in front of Galitsky. And the Owls defense corralling it. Nearly 6 minutes gone here in the third. Owls lead it 4-1. And holding it up is Daniel Ludwig. Some back and forth going on between a pair of 6s. Callahan for Towson. And Leveroni for the Owls, a goal scorer. Goal summary today as the teams regather for the face-off as the refs, it looks like Hayden Leveroni and number 6, Jack Callahan. The pairs of 6s will go to the penalty box after the extracurriculars after the play. So some 4-on-4 action on the ice with 4:30. The scoring summary brought to you by the TU Ice Network. 4 goals for the Owls. Blake Richmond, Hayden Leveroni, who just entered the penalty box, Rob Pilarski, and Matt Guinea for the Owls. And for the Tigers, number 20, Frank Megan in the second. Quick stoppage here, a hand raise for the ref. And slashing, it looks to be the call to the penalty box, will venture Jay Harwood. And after 3 seconds of a 4-on-4, the Owls will get a power play, a 4-on-3 for 2 minutes. 6 minutes gone in the third period. Just a penalty that cannot happen if you're the Tigers. A quick face-off. Unsportsmanlike conduct, the call against Jay Harwood. 3 consecutive penalties, and then a quick face-off that was quickly corralled by Ludwig. Pace of play moving at lightning speed in the past few seconds. Ringwood swinging it around. Sauer on the ice with Morin, Irie, and Ringwood for the Owls. Mercier, Rundick, and Humphrey for the Tigers, the 3 of them. Sauer, point right shot, it's off the post. Ryan Sauer looking to extend the lead back to 4. Whiffing on it is Ringwood. And trying to clear it is Mercier, and he did. Line change with about 3 seconds difference in the power play for the Owls. 4-on-3. Sauer moving in, jumping in front is Ludwig coming outside of his crease, and he stops from any further trouble. As the net comes off of its moorings, lines change here. A very risky play for Daniel Ludwig, who's dealt with 40 shots for the Owls. He's saved 36 of them. 4 have gotten by, but definitely much more pressure there. Mike Walker in there for the Owls. The face-off against Justin Brown. Brown trying to win it. Stalaccio pinned off. Stalaccio. Creasy comes up with it. Creasy to Stonefield. Stonefield, the point-blank range shot, and no good. Creasy fighting for it on the boards, and Stalaccio comes up with it in the neutral zone. Back the other way for the Owls. 50 seconds on each penalty. Caught by Ludwig, in and out of the glove, and a clear. Brown pacing Stonefield. Brown trying to outmaneuver. Change of the lines. Rundick and Humphrey back in there for the Tigers. Quickly into the offensive zone. Creasy the maneuver. 30 seconds left on all of the penalties before a back 5-on-5 action. Walker into the slot. Walker trying to feed Stalaccio, and it goes wide. One more opportunity for the Owls. Stonefield comes in. McGregor in there for the Tigers. 16 seconds left to go on the penalties. Turnover by the Tigers. Owls have it, one last shot. Reed almost turns it over, gets it to Walker, pass inside, and it goes wide. And sending it all the way down is Humphrey, and that'll put an end to all 3 penalties. And we're back to 5-on-5 even ice. Turnover there, quick possession for the Tigers in the line change. And the Owls will get it. 8 minutes gone here in our 3rd and final period. 4-1, Owls in front. No goals here in the 3rd period. Owls looking for their 12th win on the season and to sweep the season series between the teams. Tigers moving from right to left. Into the offensive zone, there's Harwood. Harwood trying to feed the likes of Rundick inside, cannot. Tigers holding offensive possession, but clearing it up ahead is Richmond. Back to retrieve it goes Wagenman. And men up ahead. Into the offensive zone goes Megan. Megan inside, no. Guinea working it behind the net. Up ahead to Barrett. Barrett moving into the neutral zone for the Owls across the blue line. Barrett kicking it around, holding on to possession. Barrett, Owen. Owen the shot, no. Richmond creating traffic inside, and Owen sends it all the way down the ice. Blake Richmond trying to pin off outside of his net. Galitsky trying to get rid of it, almost turned it over. Would have been a havoc in front of the net. Dangerous play there for Galitsky coming outside of his crease. Both of the goalies have done that here today. And covering it up is Galitsky with 10:52 remaining in the 3rd. Owls lead it 4-1. Back and forth here in the 3rd. Sense of urgency for the Tigers. Wrapping up what has been a tumultuous season for them. Only 3 victories on the season. Pass inside blocked off, and the Owls will gain possession here. Number 32, Callie Morin collecting it. Morin, the pass up ahead to Barrett. What a pass. Up ahead into the offensive zone. Barrett corrals it behind the net. Barrett holding on. Barrett trying to get it across to Morin. rewarding him for the pass. Sauer. Talasio and a turnover. Tigers trying to get it going. Rundick into the offensive zone. A line change for both sides. Ryan Bachetsky. Bachetsky working it around in the defensive zone. Pressure coming for the Tigers. Morin. Turnover. Tigers in the offensive zone. The pass in front and pad saved by Golitsky. Puck going around. Callahan. Callahan swings it back across to Buckley. Gonsalves. And behind the net. Sauer comes up with it after the collision in the boards. Owls up to the neutral zone. Barrett with Bachetsky and Pilarski to his right and left. Maglio, excuse me. Bachetsky working it around. Bachetsky, the shot is saved. Barrett, the one-timer in the slot, couldn't get it to go. Stonefield coming on is Walker. Walker sends it around. Bachewski heading off. Fight for it. Right next to the goalie Ludwig. Callahan sends it across. Phillips. C.J. Phillips dishing it back across to Richmond. Jacob Creasy behind the net. Under 9 minutes to play in the ball game. 4-1. Owls holding on to a 3-goal lead. Walker swings it up ahead. Full head of steam. Collision on the boards. A big hit for the Tigers. Phillips hit into the boards and gets a chirping too from the Tigers bench. That one sent in from Ballas. Tigers in the offensive zone but have had nothing to show for it here in the third. Creasy. Pressure in behind the net. Tigers trying to force a turnover. Corralling it inside. Golitsky covering up. Pressure from the Tigers here. Fight going on. Player hits the ice. Down goes number 5, David Kish. And a stoppage here as both teams line change a miss. Eight minutes remaining in the ball game, 4-1. Owls with 41 shots before the game today. A special ceremony for Ryan Treffs of Doylestown. Passed away suddenly on Saturday, June 22nd, 2019. Great to see his parents, the team doing an in-team tournament to honor Treffs. Great to see his parents and family here today. 2-minute penalty on the Owls with 8 minutes remaining in the game. Into the penalty box goes Levino. Minute 30 on the power play for the Tigers, who have mightily struggled in that department so far this year. Only 20% on the power play. Bringing it back around and holding it behind the net is Ludwig. 22% power play this season for the Tigers. Full head of steam for Humphrey. Humphrey slowing it down at his own blue line. Humphrey across, trying to set up. Mercier with it. Sends it back around to Megan. Megan, the only goal for the Tigers today. Megan trying to set up Brown. Justin Brown, who has a power play goal this year. Has it in the slot. Brown, the shot, no. Fight forward in front. And the Owls will tip it away. A counterattack for the Owls. That's Ryan Bachetsky. Ryan Bachetsky with Richmond to his right, and Bachetsky loses it. In front, Richmond, and he's hit away by Mercier. Golden opportunity for the Owls on the shorthand. 20 seconds left on the penalty for Stonefield. Into the attacking zone go the Tigers. Justin Brown. Brown the pass, and it's wide. Pass goes wide of Alec Hurley, and the Owls on the attack the other way. Ringwood the shot. Pass Ludwig, who once again comes outside of his crease. And that will do it for the Stonefield Miner. He comes out of the box in even strength with 6 minutes left to go in the game. 4-1 Owls in front. Shot inside by Ringwood, saved to the side. Coming up with it, there is Ballas. Ballas swinging it across. And the Tigers offense looking to get any sort of momentum here in the final game of the season for both sides. Crashing into the boards goes Harwood, who to the Tigers' credit has been all over the ice today, trying to set up the offense. Guinea. On the shot, he scores! Robert Polarski going through what looked to be slow motion on the defense. Pass, tape to Polarski for his second of the game, and the Owls lead is back out to 4. Second of the game for Polarski, his 21st point of the year, 6th goal, and the Owls extend the lead. It's 5-1 with 5:32 remaining. Tigers off defense, glued to the ice there as the Owls work it around, and Polarski the benefactor. Towson wins the face-off, but the Owls control it in the neutral zone before turning it over. Robert Polarski, been phenomenal this season, the junior from Pittsburgh. 2 goals in this game, more than the entire Tigers squad. Then behind the net is Megan. Walker trying to free it from Rundick. Rundick sending it around, and the Owls whiffing on it is Creasy. Tip to the side, it's kept in. Kept in by Phillips. Phillips trying to feed Maglio, and it will get past the stick of Alex Maglio. Creasy holding it on at the blue line. They get it across to Maglio. Puck on the ice. Maglio, it's tipped back and forth. Owls regaining possession, and a shot saved by Ludwig with 4:35 remaining in the game. Owls 4 minutes away from their 12th win of the season, their 5th win at home, and what would be a huge momentum boost heading into next week's playoff matchup versus the Westchester Rams. The Owls have had success with winning both matchups so far this season. Wachetsky facing it off with Callahan, and the Tigers win the faceoff. Humphrey with it behind the net. Humphrey, and the clear from Mercier. Goes all the way down. Joey Galitsky, and that has been a brick wall for the Owls, only allowing 1 goal off the likes of Frank Megan. Bachetsky with a full head of steam. Bachetsky's flip shot is high and goes into the netting. Ryan Bachetsky, while he doesn't have a goal to show for it per se, his pressure on the offensive side has been noticeable. It's great to see for the Owls, who are going to need it moving forward. Bachetsky, the face-off once again with Callahan. Owls win it. Braden Reed to Barrett. Barrett back to Reed. Reed the shot on net, and a save by Ludwig. Daniel Ludwig, as mentioned before, has faced everything from the Owls. 45 shots, he's allowed 5 goals, 40 saves for Ludwig. Towson wins the face-off. Sending it around to Tyler Mercer, who turns it over. Bachetsky loses it momentarily on the check from Callahan. Reed to Sauer. Sauer across. Barrett, the D. Barrett spins inside, fight forward. Behind the net, once again, the Owls getting through the defense. Collisions against the ice. 4 players going at it, and the Owls clear it. Barrett the shot. Pad save. Bachetsky comes up with it. 3:20 remaining in the ball game. 5-1, Owls in front, and a stoppage. Late push from Callahan into Morwin into the ice. Some frustration setting in for the Tigers in their final game of the season. What has turned into a chippy final third period, multiple hits on each side, and a stoppage of play into the box. Looks to be Jack Callahan after the late hit. Pair of penalties, in fact, go into the box for the Owls. Number 32, Callie Morwin, the instigator of that sequence, and Jack Callaghan go into the penalty box as well. So 2 minutes of 4-on-4 that'll wind down the rest of this one. The Owls, as things stands, a big bounce back win after a heartbreaking overtime loss to Lehigh in their last matchup. Phillips colliding with Megan. And a stoppage. The stoppage with 1:50 left, 10 seconds gone, 3:04 remaining in this one. This Temple Ice Hockey Network broadcast has been produced by Luke Mealy along with Chloe Jessing, Max Green. I'm Jacob Smedley, Val Pendrak as well, working the score. The shot inside by Phillips is saved by Ludwig. A final broadcast of the regular season, but we'll be back next weekend for the start of the playoffs. 2:55 remaining. The face-off from the near side. The Owls offensive zone. Phillips getting it around. That's Reed. Owens out there with Phillips and Stonefield. The shot goes wide. Stonefield working it around to Owen. Gets hip checked there in the corner by Karam. Phillips outmaneuvering Rundick. Phillips inside. Pass, the shot is high. Opportunity for Reed. Phillips dishing it off to Stonefield. Stonefield loses the handle. Kept in by Reed. Reed dangling inside. The shot, no. Tip to the side. Reed will remain in possession under a minute on both penalties. 2 minutes left in the game. Reed the shot and the save from Ludwig. Bladen Reed, the senior from Wallingford, Pennsylvania. 4 assists in 18 games. Looking for goal number 1. Could not get it to go in a line change for each side. First line back in there for the Owls. Gane, Ringwood out there with Stelasio. Saw her, crossed her. Gane the shot inside, tipped, past Ludwig. Ringwood hits the ice again. Stelasio shot, he scores! Joe Stelasio, his 3rd goal of the season. His 5th point in his 22nd game, and the Owls lead balloons up to 5 in the final 2 minutes. Joe Stelasio, the freshman, with a flick shot over Ludwig. The Owls' 6th tally of the day in what has been a one-sided affair here at the Igloo. Face-off here at center ice. 30 seconds left on the corresponding penalties. Quick shot by Saar, and it goes wide. So Stelasio joining the list of 5 different scorers for the Owls in this one. Pilarski with 2, Richmond with 1, Everino with 1, Stelasio as well, and Gane for the Owls. Stelasio, he's got another! Joe Stelasio, a smile as big as can be for the freshman, who gets his 2nd in a span of a minute. Joe Stelasio, the freshman from Abington, Pennsylvania, has put the Owls up 6-0 and just about put a bow and tie on this ball game. Joe Stelasio, 4-on-4 expert, they say around these parts. 2 goals in the 4-on-4, going top shelf over top of Ludwig, who's just about had enough of this Owls offense. 54 shots, and this game is still not over. Minute 31 left. 2 goals for Stolasio, 2 for Pilarski. Bachetsky had a chance inside. Bachetsky another shot, and Ludwig covers up. It's been just a mishmash day on defense for the Tigers. Multiple outs like Stolasio and Pilarski with 3 runs into the crease and getting shots up with ease. Bachetsky loses the face-off. Harwood wins it. The Owls keep it in the power play. The 4-on-4 is over. It's even ice for the last minute of this ball game. Gannett inside. Barrett comes up with it. Barrett to Gannett. Gannett trying to cross it over to Sutter. Under a minute to play. Pass up ahead to Mercer. Mercer chipping it ahead. Opportunity in front as few players collide. Megan inside with Gannett. Barrett the shot off the glove. 30 seconds left. Mercer corralling it, and this game is just about over with the win. The Owls will move to 12-13-2 on the season. Again, before the big matchup versus Westchester next Friday in the ACHA playoffs. 18 seconds left. Owls with a shot. It goes wide by Reed. Barrett inside. Shot is off. Rundick shot all the way down. A 1-and-1 shot and a save by Galitsky. And that will do it. Final game of the regular season. All Temple Owls today at the Igloo. They win it 7-1 and get a big victory to wrap up the regular season. The Owls earn their 12th win of the year. 12-13-2 is your final record for the Owls in the regular season, and the Tigers wrap up an underwhelming season, 3-23-2. The Owls goal scorers today, plentiful. 5 different scorers. Joe Stolasio with 2. Robert Pilarski with 2. 1 goal from Blake Richmond, his first of the year. Hayden Leverino with a goal as well. Matt Gino with a goal as well to give 7 for the Owls. 1 goal in the second for the Tigers. It was Frank. For the entire TU Ice crew, Luke Milai, Chloe Gessing, Val Pendrak, Max Green, I'm Jacob Smedley saying so long, thank you for tuning in, and next week we'll have playoff coverage as the Owls head up to Westchester to take on the Westchester Rams in the start of the ACHA playoffs. Once again, everyone, thank you for watching. The Owls take down the Tigers 7-1 at the Igloo in Mount Laurel, New Jersey.